Virtual reality is now among us. Between Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR, a potential revolution is upon the gaming and entertainment world in general. A revolution apparently not for everybody though. In fact, barriers to entry to be able to use VR are actually really high, consisting in a variable, but still hefty, price tag of the device, ranging from the $499 of PlayStation VR to Vive's $799. Furthermore, to actually use these gadgets, additional hardware, usually a very pricey PC, is required to be connected at all times. Then how can we live and play the astonishing virtual reality experience without erasing our bank accounts? Here, Samsung and Facebook come to the rescue with their fantastic Gear VR. Already released some months ago, but now gaining full steam thanks to the arrival of Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. Gear VR is a pretty respectable VR headset, powered only by the hardware that might already happen to be your smartphone. Gear VR is almost just a plastic shell where to house your Galaxy phone, and it provides lenses, a volume control, and a comfortable touchpad to navigate menus and interact with apps. Gear VR takes horsepower, battery, and screen all from the smartphone, managing to be the only one of these devices capable of running wireless. Would you be interested in using it in the town square like we did? Would you instead like to watch Netflix on the train back home, immersed in a virtual loft with a kick-ass screen? The choice is yours. Once worn and launched, we were very surprised about the image quality and the general experience with the device. Surely, having tried Oculus Rift, for example, the difference between the two is noteworthy, but Gear VR, at a completely different price tag, manages to offer a no-compromise virtual reality solution. Samsung Gear VR does indeed cost a lot less. The price of the base model floats around 100 quid, and Samsung often offers promotions to get one for free with the purchase of a new phone. Here at VG Network, we do care about pro gamers, and for you guys out there, we prepared this chart of the top 8 best games available right now in the Oculus Store of Gear VR. They are all under $10 and the perfect solutions for those of you who'd love to give a shot to VR gaming without taking out a second mortgage on the house to buy a headset. Let's start with number 8. Temple Run VR. Temple Run is a very renowned name in the mobile gaming field, and charts at number 8 mostly because this will probably be the first game you'll download in Gear VR, since it's free. It's a new version of the famous endless runner for Imanji, this time set in a snowy location. Fully playable with just the built-in touchpad, it's a fun time waster, albeit a bit limited, not having leaderboards or other options at all. A tip: just don't look back to the monkey chasing you if you're a bit faint-hearted. 7. Dread Halls. Dread Halls is surely one of the more intense experiences present on the store. Only playable via Bluetooth controller, it's a survival horror where we won't have anything to defend ourselves from the really creepy creatures that crawl its corridors aside from the light of our lamp. To become the new Amnesia in VR, it surely lacks depth and long time lasting appeal. But it's worth at least a try. 6. Hidden Temple. Hidden Temple was a really pleasant surprise. It works as an Indiana Jones styled first-person adventure game, where the player is required to locate the exit from a dungeon by solving simple puzzles merely by using head movement. Very impressive in terms of graphics. Hidden Temple has only one setback. It lasts no longer than a Daredevil episode, unfortunately. 5. Dead Secret. A gaming genre which we are sure it will gain a lot from virtual reality is the investigation games one. Dead Secret from developers Robot Invader is already a nice example of this. A game where the player will be summoned to uncover a terrible mystery hidden in an isolated countryside mansion. The title does not require a gamepad and is capable of arousing strong emotion. 4. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. The only multiplayer game in our chart, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes can be considered almost like a board game. The concept is brilliant. While the player with the headset finds himself in a room with a timer and a complex bomb in front of him, his mate needs to skim through a lengthy instruction manual to defuse that bomb. Communication among the players will be crucial to find out what to do. And you can expect to start laughing like crazy, especially when the timer will eventually tick closer to 0. 3. Any Amber. On the lowest level of our podium, you can discover an unexpected masterpiece from Spain. The guys at Pantumaja have created a magical and spectacular adventure, where we will explore the entire solar system looking for clues on the life of a missing girl, Any Amber. In Any Amber, you won't find a complex gameplay or intricate mechanics, but take just one step in its amazing scenarios and enjoy its splendid music, and you'll forget all about that. It is surely the first thing we'd show to somebody who never actually tried VR before. 2. Eve Gunjack. Even if it launched with the Samsung peripheral, Gunjack rightfully earns the second position. Set in the same universe of Valkyrie, a game for Rift and PSVR, in Gunjack we will control a turret mounted on a space vessel through a handful of increasingly difficult levels. Our duty will be to repel enemy ship attacks, aiming with just our sight inside a really pretty world. 1. Esper 2. First place in our chart of the top games on Gear of VR is Esper 2 from CodeSync Software. Esper 2 is a peculiar 3D puzzle game based on physics and takes home the trophy both for its very charming style and its smart gameplay. The goal of the game will be to place various objects on their lodgements, controlling them with our mind, overcoming tons of difficult and varied obstacles inside a research facility. Esper 2 is clearly the most fully featured and lengthy game of the lot, differently from the vast majority of the other productions. Gaming in VR, thanks to Samsung and Facebook, is a tangible and future-proof reality. Each one of these 8 titles is already a very enjoyable and complete experience at a budget completely opposite to Rift, not considering also apps such as Netflix or Street View. Gear VR really has the chance of kickstarting virtual reality inside a large number of households, and the feeling is that we're just at the beginning of a wondrous journey. With all said and done though, just please be careful when you're using the headset. Look out for your wallet in particular.